Nathan John Ferristine, or better known as NF, is one of the most underrated artists of the past few years. His album went #1, and he sells at almost every arena, but yet again, no one knows him or much about him. His music isn't for everybody, but it can be. You just need to open up your mind and listen. His music is therapeutic not just for us, the listener, but for himself, the artist. It's a way to channel his emotions and feelings into music. And this video will be about random interesting facts that I learned from him from articles and interviews. Hopefully you enjoy. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well. And yeah, I'd appreciate if you do that. Comment after you're done watching this if you've learned anything new about him, or if you're going to give NF a chance, because these videos do take 10 to 12 hours, so all the support helps. To start off and get the basic things out the way, I'm going straight word for word from Wikipedia, because you know, the teachers say don't use Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is the best. Nathan John Ferristine was born in Gladwin, Michigan on March 30th, 1991. His parents divorced and he was raised by his mother until his father had to take him away when her boyfriend abused him. His mother died from an overdose in 2009, which led him to dedicating her the song, How Could You Leave Us? He graduated from Gladwin High School in 2009 and was on the basketball team. NF started his career at the Fine Arts Festival organized by Connection Church in Canton, Michigan. Now that you have a basic understanding of NF, who he was as before the fame or whatever you want to say, NF isn't a person who's easy to connect with for most first-time listeners. He's a very depressing and emotionally driven individual who will have you in your feels by just listening to his album. I can relate a lot to his music because I can relate to NF as a person, or I might just call him randomly Nate, you know, to make things easier, but it's still the same person, NF, Nate, whatever. So during an interview, he was asked about how he felt releasing music. He starts talking about how it's always hard pouring your emotions into a project and how he's a very, very negative person. He tries to convince himself that if the worst things happen, anything better than the worst situation, it will be a win. But deep down, he knows he's lying to himself, and you know, it just be like that. And stuff like that makes me love Nate even more, because I'm the same exact way. I constantly lie to myself and I'm very self-aware of the situation. I'm really negative just like he is, and it affects me a lot because I just always get hit with bad luck to a point where it's now what I expect, and anything better than the worst is a win, which is sort of sad to just think that way, but that's just how, I guess, pessimistic I am. I don't even know what I am anymore, but that's just how it is. Nate as well goes on to saying he's glad not many people know him and how he's an underdog. Like I said earlier, Nate is big, but when it comes to sales and shows, he's always selling things out. But the average everyday rap fan wouldn't know him. Besides Let Me Down, which is, well, something most of you might have heard and didn't even know it. I went to a sky jumping building where I live. It's basically just a whole building of trampolines, and the DJ was playing his music, and that was one of the one and only time I've heard his music being played outside from myself or some of my close friends. If Nate has a show in your city, maybe 3,000 to 4,000, maybe 5,000 people show up depending on the city. But if you ask any of your friends, do you know NF? A lot of them will be like, who's that? What does he do? So that's just an example I could come up with. The older you get, the more you look at life with an open mind instead of what you're thinking. That's something I realize as I grow and think about the past. I always try to take a little bit from every experience, even if it's subconsciously. Nate starts talking about how one of the saddest and most depressing times in his life was when everything he wanted was happening. Selling out tours, #1 album, #1 song, and he just wasn't happy. Your whole life you're chasing something and you finally get it and it's just not it. Artists are all looking for that one thing, and it's fame or money. And it's not for that specific reason why we do what we do, but because that's what we want to do to help pursue our dreams, if that makes any sense. Like, we don't really do it for the money, but we want money just to continue doing this, what we love. The more fans we get, the more money, and the higher chance of making our career art as a full-time job, which makes me think about me and one day hopefully getting 1 million YouTube subscribers. I know I'll probably get there in a few years, but I also know that all this hard work and dedication, when I finally get there, I might still feel empty. Sort of like having something really expensive, being excited about it when you first get it, and the next day you don't really care much, and it's like less and less exciting every single day. It's like the first time you open up that brand new iPhone, you look at the iPhone, you're like, oh my god, it's finally got it. It's so interesting. You have a whole 2-3 weeks playing around with it, learning everything new, and then a few days later you stop caring. It just becomes another phone, or a brand new Note 9 or 10 or whatever phone is out right now. or a PlayStation. You know, random examples I could come up with. And one of the best advice he gives to people trying to make it is keep your day job, which is something I also highly recommend. He worked 6 months after getting his record deal just in case things didn't work out for him. As like I said before, he's a very negative person, so he expected, what if something doesn't work out? I want to have money saved up and just continue doing what I'm doing. Most people tell me to quit make art my full-time because I'm good enough to do so. The problem is I have a store with product and not enough customers to keep the store open all day, if that even makes sense. That's where I'm hoping YouTube comes in. When I have enough subs, I'll start selling prints and artwork on a website for any of you that are interested in that kind of thing. And of course, a lot of giveaways, because I'm a person who just constantly make things and I'm a hoarder. Have so much artwork that I'll be like, you know what, let's do a giveaway this week. Let's give out a portrait, a custom portrait, or maybe something I have in a closet, I don't know. To end this long video, I just want to talk about his music, which is the main reason I am here. Well, more specifically, my favorite songs of his are songs you might enjoy. Let You Down and Lie are the most mainstream songs, but you enjoy them for sure. Those are some of my favorite songs as well, but when it comes to meaning, the song Change is probably my favorite. He comes on this song with a very, very serious tone like he always does, but with a very calm as well. He talks about always playing it safe and staying in the safe zone, but he's going to eventually have to let things go and change. You don't know what you love till you're holding on to something you can't let go. He's looking for change but doesn't like new things and just thinks about how he could have done things differently, and that's just him inside his own head. And I can relate to that as well. Everybody thinks he's a great guy except him, which is also relatable. Everyone I've met for the most part has nice things to say about me, but I just basically feel like I don't really deserve all that praise, but that's just how it is. And he ends the song talking about how last year he felt suicidal and this year he might try to talk to God more. And it goes back to the interview where he says he finally got everything he wanted in life, but it still wasn't enough and he still wasn't happy. Another song that's really deep is Why Did You Leave Us? So like I mentioned earlier, his mom passed away when he was 18. Throughout his whole life, she was always popping pills and was addicted to drugs. In one of the songs, he says she would hide her boyfriends in a trunk so Nate's dad wouldn't see them around the kids. Although they were divorced, she wouldn't bring good people around Nate and his siblings. The song is just about how she passed away from the overdose and how he felt knowing she's never going to see his kids and how he felt in general. Like him losing her and how she was never really there for him, but deep down now, I think in an interview he said he understands why. She was going through things and it was just him looking at it from a different perspective instead of his own. And I could keep going on about his music, and it's so deep and so much to talk about, especially with the music videos. They are just all very, very gray tone, like looking and dark and moody. But that's for a different video. I will draw NF again. And yeah, if you made it this far, I really, really, really appreciate you for the support. I'm always uploading videos several times a week, so stay connected by hitting the notification bell and liking the videos. And the reason I always say this is because if you don't do that, you might not even see my videos, because YouTube recommends people that you like their videos more, and also notification bell is a guaranteed notification. So if you like my videos, do that. It'll help me out. And yeah, giveaway coming soon. For sure, I'm already working on the video to do the giveaway. So thanks for watching. Stay connected. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and I'm out.